Okay, no, yeah, I'm here. Buenos días, clase. I am gonna share the Nearpod link in the chat. Can you guys see the link?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Jacob, for signing in. Thank you, Manuela, for signing in. Thank you, Isaac, for signing in. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kyla. Is that it? Is that everybody?
Alex just signed in,
Alex just signed in.
and I think we're missing Ralph.
Ralph, okay. Okay. All right, we'll get started. Okay, guys, so today we're doing a cultural lesson. First off, I'll say it in Spanish, bienvenidos clase to today's lesson. So first things first, can you tell me, can you guess what food this is? What food this is in the picture? You can respond in the chat. Can everybody do that right now? Una tradición in the chat. Yeah, Alex. It's instead of un tradición, it's una tradición. I wrote that wrong. That's my bad. Good, Kyla. It's una tradición. Good, Kyla. Okay. Jacob, it's not uno de lezón. It's una tradición. Una tradición. But good try. Good job, Ralph. Una tradición. That's a good answer. Okay. Now, can you tell me what a tradition can you tell me what traditions we have in America in the chat? What tradition we have in America in the chat? It could be a holiday, a traditional holiday that we celebrate. Can you tell me a tradition that we have in America in the chat? 4th of July. That's a good answer, Kyla. New Year's. Good. That's a good answer, Ryan. Christmas. These are all traditional holidays we celebrate every year, guys. Good, good, Ralph. Easter. Okay, good job, Jacob. That's a good answer, Jacob. Easter is a good answer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for participating in that. We'll move on. Now, what you guys are gonna do shortly, later on in this lesson is a project. This project is on a tradition from a Spanish-speaking country. Okay. So who wants to volunteer and read this out loud? Who wants to volunteer and read this out loud? You can unmute your mic and read it. Anybody? Okay. Does anyone wanna read this out loud? It's fine. If not, I'll read it. All right, I'll read it. So this is a project on a tradition from a Spanish-speaking country. These are the instructions. It'll be one slide on a template that I have created. It will be done in English. This slide will include the name of a Spanish-speaking country, the name of the tradition, can be a typical food, festival, or dance, a picture of the tradition, when the tradition was established and why did the tradition take place in that city and country. And here's a very important part to note. You will record yourself with your group for a 1 to 2 minute presentation and submit that recording to Canvas. This will be due on Thursday, October 27th for a grade in Canvas. And another thing, you can get into groups of 2 or 3. I want a group of 3. That will be the maximum that you can work with, only 3, no groups of 4 or 5. So it'll be a group of 2 or 3 for this project. Okay. Any questions so far so we can move on? You can give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're following what I've been teaching, or I understand in the chat. You can write those things in the chat. Okay. Thank you, Kyla. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for saying I understand. Thank you, Jacob. Okay. Thank you. We will move on. Thank you, Ryan, for saying I understand. Thank you. Okay. Now, this is the rubric that I will be using to grade your project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link to the rubric so you can use it as a reference while you're going through this project, okay? I'm going to send this into the chat. All right?
Also, Mr. Restrepo,
Yes.
the rubric is also attached to the assignments.
Oh, okay. Do you think I should send it as well?
Yeah.
Or okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Go ahead so that
Okay.
they can look at it, but if they can save it to their computer, whatever, it's also available to them in the assignment.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you, Manuela. Here is the link to the rubric so you guys can use it as a reference. This will be the rubric that you'll be graded on. Okay? So give me a thumbs up if you were able to open the rubric and you were able to see through it. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Kyla. Can you give me a thumbs up in the chat, guys? Or I was able to see it, something like that. I was able to see the I can see the rubric. You see it, Ralph? Thank you, Ralph. You can see it. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, so I'm assuming all of you guys can see it. That's great. So this rubric will be used to use as a reference to grade your projects. Okay. Thank you all for saying I can see it. Thank you. Oh, something glitched here. Let me see. Okay, yeah. All right. Listen up, guys. So this will be the link to the template you will use. Manuela, is this also in Canvas?
Those are the directions, right?
These are the directions, but this is me also giving a sample presentation.
No, the directions are in Canvas. The example, no, the example is only what they see now.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So should I copy this link and send it to them? Okay. Guys, this is the template I want you to use or do something similar to this, okay? So I will send this in the chat. Give me a thumbs up when you can see it. it or a simple, you can say I see it in the chat. All right, you see it. Thank you, Ralph. Okay, you see it. You see it. Thank you guys for saying that. All right. What I'll do is I'll open it so that you guys can see it, so that you guys can see it from my end as well. So guys, these are the instructions that I just went over, but this is an example that you can use. Not that you can't use this example, but this is an example that I have put that goes over more into depth what I'm expecting for you to do. Something like this. This is a typical food, but it could be anything else, like a typical food festival or dance. Okay. Does everybody understand so far what we've gone over so far? You can give me a thumbs up in the chat if you understand. Okay, Ryan, thank you for answering yes. Thank you. Thank you. You understand, Jacob. Thank you. Okay, I will. So guys, the project, the project really is, the concept of the project is for you to explain and understand what a Spanish speaking a tradition of a Spanish speaking country is, to be able to link the geography of why a festival took place where it took place, and to really immerse yourself into the Spanish culture this way. There's many other ways to immerse yourself into the Spanish culture, but this would be a great way for you to do research with your group, to understand kind of why a custom or tradition took place, and also this would be also a great way for you to improve your public speaking skills, in this way. So this really would be a good way also for you to collaborate with your peers, to collaborate with them, and to use different ideas and to build off that. So this is my project. This is the typical a typical Spanish food called patatas bravas, which in English is called mad potatoes. It comes from Spain. The name is patatas bravas. So it is a tapas dish that was created in the year 1960, a dish created to specifically share with friends at the dinner table. And one thing I didn't include in this was the geography of where this originated, but that's something you're going to have to add in your slide. And then I included a reference page. So you're going to need to include a reference page when you're writing up your project, your presentation with your group partners. Does everybody understand this? Okay, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ralph, for saying yes. Thank you. You understand. That's good. You understand, Jacob. Thank you. Does everybody understand this? Okay, good. Thank you. We'll move on. So, atención clase. Now you're going to want to pay close attention to the next couple of slides. You may be assessed on them, okay? This is a very famous tomato festival called La Tomatina. It's a tomato festival that takes place in Buñol, España. If you would like to unmute your mic and say Buñol, España, that'd be great. Does anyone want to volunteer to say Buñol, España? Okay, did you say, what did you say? I can't hear what the, maybe it's noise from the computers. Okay, thank you for volunteering anyways. It started in 1945 from a parade of giants and big heads. Some people got angry and started throwing tomatoes from a nearby vegetable stand at one another. Oh, you can say it, Ryan? Okay, Ryan, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic and say Buñol, España.
Buñol, España.
Thank you, Ryan. Excellent, Ryan. Great job. That was great pronunciation. Excellent. So this tomato festival also takes place in this part of Spain because there's an abundance of tomato plantations there. Okay, so this is where they grow many tomatoes in this region of Spain, in Buñol, España. Buñol is near a very major port city in Spain that I know very well called Valencia, España. Can anybody unmute their mic and say Valencia, España? This is a no judge zone, so no one's gonna laugh at you or anything like that. Just try.
I
Try.
think Kyla's going because she's moving towards the corner.
Oh, Kyla, you want to say Valencia, España? Okay, unmute your mic. That's fine.
Valencia, España.
Good job, Kyla. Excellent. Great. Okay. Does everybody understand this this slide on the tomato festival, La Tomatina Festival? Does everybody understand this? Okay, perfect, Jacob. Thank you for saying you understand. Great, Kyla. Great, excellent. Okay, do you guys all understand? Great, Ralph. Okay, thanks for answering yes. Okay, we'll move on. This is Buñol, España on the map. It's near Valencia, right near Valencia. This is part of the state of Valencia. There's also a state called Valencia, which is where Valencia is. Valencia is the capital of the state of Valencia.
It's kind of like the regions of Spain.
The region, exactly,
Regions,
yes.
yeah.
The region. Okay, so normally what we were gonna do was I was gonna give you time to start your projects, but due to the nature of time, there's not a lot of time left. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do an exit ticket, okay? In this you're gonna answer, if you could travel to any Spanish speaking country in the world, where would you go? Okay. So that's the exit ticket. So you're gonna want to answer that for a grade. Okay. If you could travel to any Spanish speaking country in the world, where would you go? And you're gonna want to answer on the